Hello, everyone. My name is Kirsten. I am a middle school teacher. I teach grade 7 and grade 8. This year I've been teaching 3 separate subjects. I'm teaching science, art, and drama. And like everybody else, when school got shut down, we've kind of turned into this virtual teaching. And as a teacher that I tend to like to make things very engaging and hands-on for my students. So I'm trying to do the same thing with the virtual world. And now the newest craze I'm seeing are these Bitmoji classrooms. And about 3 weeks ago, I had no idea what that was. 2 weeks ago, I had heard of it. A week ago, I started playing around with it. And by yesterday, I think I finally nailed it. So I am in no way an expert at this at all. But I did pick up a lot of tips and tricks from watching some YouTube tutorials. And I figured since we're all kind of in the same boat trying to create these new platforms and these new ways of teaching, I would share what I've learned and just kind of do a quick and dirty tutorial so that if anybody wants to learn, you are more than welcome. So we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to show you how to use Google Slides. And Google Slides, if you've never used them, are absolutely incredible. That was something else I hadn't played around with much. We're going to show you how to create the whole classroom platform on a Google Slide, and then you can use it multiple times and share it and create your links. All right, so let's jump right in. And the first thing we're going to do is, I'm already signed into my Chrome. So I don't know if you can see right up over here, there's a little picture of me and my 9 little dots. I used my browser Chrome, so I opened Chrome. And once this is open, I'm going to go to my 9 little dots and I'm going to start a new Google Slide page. So we're going to open Google Slides. There we go. So my Google Slides are open. If you didn't see that, it's again the 9 little dots. You click on them. It gives you all of your apps. I've got my Drive, my Classroom, Slides, Docs. They're all here. I click Slides and it brings me to my Google Slide page. What you can see here is all of the trial and errors that I've been doing over the past little while, because everything gets automatically saved to your Drive. Every time I open a new one or create a new one, they pop up. So these are some of the ones that I've created over the past little while. I've got some presentations for my art classes coming up this week. I've got some science stuff ready to go as well for the study guide. But what I'd like to show you is the basics on just how to create a classroom, a super simple classroom with a couple of links and a couple of decorations so that you have something to start with some of the basic tools that I learned. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do, grab a blank template. Okay, so up here it's add blank. We are going to start with a brand new blank white template. So I'm going to close this a little bit. I'm going to keep some of these folders accessible over here because I've got some stuff in there that I might want to pull in later. But we're going to start with a fully white background. So I want to take out the writing. So I'm just going to click on it and hit delete. You can also click on it and right click and hit delete. This way, it's whatever you like. Both ways work. There's never one right way to do anything. All right, so we got a full white back template. And now what I want to do to start this off is create a background slide. So I want to create the background of my classroom. And the simplest way to do that is to go to background. So up here, you've got a whole bunch of tabs and there's background. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to come over here where it says choose. So if I just want a background color, just to color the slide if I'm doing a presentation, I can change it this way. But I actually want an image. So I'm going to choose image and it's going to open this up for me. And this is going to give me the option to upload it from a file, from my camera, from my photos, my Google Drive. But I don't have any like walls and floors and stuff saved in my photos. So I'm just going to go straight to Google Image Search. This is going to give me access to Google Images. And what I want right now is I want a wall and floor. If I type in wall and floor, and it's going to give me all of these options. Ooh, this could be interesting. I'm so sorry. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of different walls and floors. You want kind of a corner of a room if you want to play with perspective a bit. If you just want a plain brick, it is up to you. If you started looking at some of these Bitmoji classrooms, there's a whole bunch of different ones that people have been using. So you need to pick the one you like. There's no right or wrong. The only thing I would suggest is try to pick one that's straight on so that you're not trying to work with too many angles. So let's see what we got. I think I want something relatively simple. I haven't tried this one yet. So I am trying new ones as I go with you guys. I actually used, where was it? I just saw it. I used this one as a simple template. I've used this, I tried this the other day, but it made it very difficult having the multiple perspectives. I used this one for a classroom as well. This one I used, but I really didn't like the wall color in it. It just wasn't me. So what you're going to do is just pick the one you like. So I'm going to go with this one and let's see, insert. And we're going to hit done. All right, there you go. It's kind of a concrete-ish room, but we're going to put in a lot of different things. Do I really like this? No, not particularly. So we are going to try it again. We're going to go to background, choose image, and I'm just going to pick a different one because I really did not like that one. So let's just go with simple. This one I like, floor and wall. I've used it before, so I'm familiar with it. Done. There we go. It's got a nice floor to work with, a nice wall. There's already a plant, so I don't have to put one in. This is what we're going to use. And if I don't like this plant, I can always put an image over it after. It doesn't really matter. But so far, we now have our background. The background is locked in. It's not something that'll move. It is now the background to our slide. So let's create a classroom. What do we need? What do we need in a classroom? First thing we need is probably a board. We need a whiteboard. So we're going to go to Insert, and we're going to insert an image. Once again, it's going to give me the option to upload from my computer if I already have an image I want to upload, or to search the web. I want to search the web because, again, I don't keep copies of whiteboards and blackboards on my desktop. So let's put in the word whiteboard, and I'm going to add, here's the key, add the word transparent. The reason why is we want images that don't have the box around it, so we don't have to do a lot of editing and cropping. I just want a transparent whiteboard. It will give me a whole bunch of options, but what that means is the stuff around it is going to be transparent. So it's usually a PNG. I'm going to grab this one. You can scroll through and pick from all of them if you want one up on an easel. If you want one that's like this, you can just find the one you like, drag and drop. All right, so if you didn't see me do that, I'll do it one more time. I just selected and pulled it in here and just dropped it, and I let it go. All right, so this is way too big for the size of that wall, so I'm going to make it smaller. Here's the other thing I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put it up here like that. And here's the other thing. I have this huge box around it, and I don't need it that big because it's going to interfere when I put some other stuff. So I'm just going to crop it down. So up here, there's a crop tool. We're just going to crop this really slowly. You do not have to do this. This is something I kind of came across after having done a few classrooms where I noticed so many links were just overlapping. And when I was trying to click on one, it wasn't working as well as I'd like, especially when I'm editing. So now that's the size it's going to be. I can hit enter, or I can hit the crop again. So we just hit enter, and now see that box that was there is now reduced. So there is my whiteboard. Look, first thing in. We're already starting to look like a classroom. Next thing we need, I need a table, I need a chair. Let's look for, you know what? I haven't done a classroom with a sofa yet. I'm starting to see a lot of people putting sofas in. So let's see, we're going to search the web. This is still open, so I didn't need to do that. We're going to put in sofa, transparent. There we go. And we got a whole bunch of options. And I'm sure some of these are starting to look familiar from everybody having done so many of these classrooms. So you're going to look and see if there's anything that you like and you can fix and put in. No, that's a little too fancy for a classroom, I think. See if there's something. I kind of want it looking a little realistic, but you know what? Let's go with this one. Why not? All right, so there is our sofa. Not a big fan of the color orange at all. So what we're going to do is, if you don't like the color, you can always right click. Okay, so I just right clicked it, and it's going to open up a whole bunch of options. I'm going to hit format options. So when I hit format options on anything, whether it's this one or whether it's this one, it's going to open up this panel for me, and I can change the size, the rotation, the position. This is the one I've been using a lot, recolor. I do not like the color of this couch, so I'm going to change the color of the couch to, let's say, gray. It's a little bit more modern. Do I like that gray? I can go with darker just so that it pops a little bit more. I don't think it really matters, but all right, there we go. So we're going to go with that one. The other thing I can add, which I thought was really cool, haven't played a lot around with it, but it's you can create a shadow so that it actually looks like a little bit more realistic. Right now we're using a really big cartoony image, so don't think we need to make it look realistic. All right, so there's the couch that's going to be kind of just in my classroom. All right, so there we go. Actually, you know what? I think I want it on the other side. I've decided I don't like the angle it is. I am going to right click and hit rotate and click flip horizontally. This way it turned my couch around. So this way also I can cover up that plant a little bit because I'm not a big fan of it. So we are going to put the couch right there up against the wall, right next to our whiteboard. I can move the whiteboard over a bit, and we got a nice little area. All right, so if I really want to cover this up, I could put a poster on it. I can put whatever I want because keep in mind it's the background image. So there we go. We got a couch, relatively in proportion. All right, next, what do we need? I think we need a bookshelf. So there's a couple ways you can do this. Insert, we're going to go image from the web, back to here. I'm going to look up bookshelf, but then I think I want a couple of floating shelves as well. So let's just put in the word shelf and see what comes up. There we go. We've got a whole bunch of options. So you got some nice like empty ones if you want to put your own on. You got some glass ones. I think I'm going to put a couple of shelves. I don't think I want Christmas lights or vines on it. Let's just go with a simple glass shelf and see what it looks like. Oh, there we go. So we got a nice glass shelf. Once again, I'm going to crop it. I'm going to make it look just a little bit more functional. Oops, here. I'll move it here. This way you guys can see. Oops. Undo. Again, like I said, I'm relatively new at this as well, so if I make a few mistakes, it's going to happen. All right, crop. There we go. So I got a shelf, and now I'm going to want 3 of them. So I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste. And the way I'm copying and pasting is Command-C and Command-V, but if you don't know how to do that, you can always go to copy and paste in your edit here, and that'll work. See, Command-C, Command-V. It just makes, I could make a whole bunch of them if I wanted to. So if I copied it, Control-T, I can make as many shelves as I want, but I don't really need that many. So let's take the ones I do need and I'll delete the others after. All right, so let's put a nice little floating shelf here. This way I can put some books on it. I could put a plant on it. I could put a couple of icons on it. That way, if I want to create, let's say, like home buttons for Google Classroom or for my Drive, I can just create places to store them. So there we go. We've got 2 floating shelves. Do I want another one up here? No, I'm going to put clocks and stuff there. So these ones I'm just going to get rid of. I'm going to select and delete. I got 2 shelves here. That looks good enough. My classroom's looking kind of modern. I'm liking it. All right, so another decoration. I think we need a clock or a poster or something teacher-like. So let's, once again, go to Insert Image. We're going to search the web. And I keep forgetting it's already open. So I didn't have to do that. Let's go with the word clock. All right. So we got a whole bunch of clock options. We'll go with one that looks a little bit school-like. Again, I dragged and dropped it. And let's put the time up on the wall. There we go. So we got the clock up on the wall. And now I need a little bit of color. I want a nice, big, bright poster, motivational for the students. So here's where I'm not going to go here. I'm going to show you how to create a screenshot that you can pull. I'm going to open up a new tab. And I'm going to look for motivational classroom posters. And you can see I've already looked it up, so it popped up. But motivational classroom posters. And I'm going to go to images. And there's going to be a whole bunch that I can choose from. So here's where you get to, this is where this gets time consuming, is where you end up having to look through and pick and choose your bits and pieces. And I ended up reading a whole bunch of them. I kind of like this one. I haven't used this one yet. So think before you speak. Is it true? Is it helpful? Inspiring? I like this one. Like anything about kindness. So I'm all for that. So here you got a couple of options again. You can right click it and save it to your desktop. So you can save the image as, so we're pulling it. So home design, I'm going to call this Think Poster. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. So it'll pop up over here as a JPEG downloaded. But what I'm going to do, which tends to help with this, is take a screenshot of it and it'll drag it in. So on my computer, if I hit Command-Shift-4, it gives me this little target. I don't know if you saw that. My cursor changed to this little target. And I can select the area that I want a picture of. And then I can take it and I got a screenshot. That screenshot will pop up here. And then again, it'll end up right here on my desktop, somewhere around there. It should pop up in a second. There you go. So this one's a JPEG. This one is not the same. I think it's a TIFF. I'm not going to open it up, but I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to drag and drop my poster. So I'm going to select it, drag and drop. There you go. I like that poster. So we're going to line that up very nicely. I don't think I needed that big, but all right. So to make this look a little more professional, I'm going to put a border on it. So I'm going to put up here in the tools, we got the border weight, how thick you want it, the border color. So let's go with 4. Looks like a thick enough frame. Go a little bit more if we want. 8. Sure, let's go with an 8. And let's change the color of the border. Let's go to solid black. Ooh, that's a little bit too dark, I think. It draws your eye. So let's go with a softer. Nope, that didn't work either. Try and match the color of the writing. Anyways, you can play around with it until you like the color. So let's just go with that. All right, that's pretty good, I think. All right, so there we go. We got this. We got the clock. We got our whiteboard. We got a few bits and pieces. Now I'm going to pull in my emoji. I'm going to pull in the little Bitmoji of myself. You can use your Bitmojis from anywhere. If you use them on Facebook, if you use the Bitmoji app, if you use them on Snapchat, what I suggest is if you are using them from an app is to copy and save them. Make a little folder for yourself. Here, I've got a little, over here, I've got a virtual teaching docs. I've pulled in a whole bunch of little pictures that I want to use that are applicable to classroom stuff. I've got stacks of books. I've got my science books in there. I've got a couple of posters, and I've got a whole bunch of like teacher type things. So I got You Got This, Hitting the Books. I like the ones that are like the full body ones because then this way I can use it like my painting class. I use the painting one. So what I'd like to do is find one where I'm kind of pointing to something, maybe not so stressed out is not a good one to use, but we're going to go through this. There, I'm pointing up. I might use that one. This one I look kind of happy too, but I can just pull and drag and drop from my folder. Or if you have the Google Chrome extension, there's all these little extensions you can get with Google Chrome. So I will just show you really quickly because I thought this was pretty cool. You just go to the Chrome web store and there's a whole bunch of free extensions you can get for your toolbar up here. So Google Classroom, Share to Classroom. The one that I have up there is the Bitmoji. I got the Bitmoji one. So this one, I have it already. You can get the keyboard or you can get it and it adds the extension. So I've already got the extension up there. So I just wanted to show you that really quick. All right, so here are all my extensions. I've got my Bitmoji, my Google Classroom, my Drive, how to change documents, Screencastify, that's the one I'm using right now to create this video. So there was a tutorial on YouTube where it was like 10 of the top little extensions for teachers, and that's where I found all these. So Bitmoji, and now I've got a whole bunch of me, even more than I have in my folder, but I want to be a little picky and choosy with what I pick. I'm sending you, oh no, I don't want any of the words. So I can customize and say, let's say where I'm pointing something, and it'll bring up all the ones where I'm pointing. I can put happy. This is maybe not laughing at somebody, not a good idea. Okay, so this one could work. This one could work if I want to draw their attention. I keep liking this one. I don't know why. I think it's funny. All right, so we're going to use this one. So there. The reason I'm going to, oops, I don't want to move that. I'm just going to hit undo. All right. So here's my little Bitmoji person of me. I don't know whether it looks like me or not, but I did my best. So I'm going to once again crop this down because I don't need all that excess box. So we're going to crop that like that. Again, you don't need to do this. This is just more me being a little bit more precise. All right, but I'm pointing in the wrong direction. I want me standing here and pointing to the whiteboard because I want to draw their attention to, let's say, the assignment or the link that I'm about to create. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to rotate and I'm going to flip horizontally. There we go. So it turned my picture around. And now I'm going to move this a little bit more. I want them to still see the poster. I don't want my big head in the way. There we go. So now I've got me pointing at my whiteboard. So I got to have something to point at, right? So we haven't brought in any books. I don't think I'm going to need that shelf after all. It's taking up space. All right. So I haven't brought in any books. I haven't put in any links. That's what we're about to do next. So what we're going to do here is create a link to a YouTube video and to another slide. So my class is going to be doing, or they had sent out a couple things on the solar system. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a couple links to things about the solar system. So we are going to write, let's say, today's topic. And we're going to write solar system. All right, so that's going to be today's topic. I'm going to play around with this until I'm happy with it. I'm going to put this up top. I am going to make it bold and underline it. Bold, underline. And now I'm going to fix the alignment because I want it centered. And now let's make this a bit bigger. And let's do that. There we go. And I can put a box around it if I want to make it really, really stand out. So if I want to put a box around it, I can come back here to the borders. We did that with our poster. So border weight, let's just do 2 points. And I think the color black is fine. There we go. So today's topic, we got the solar system. All right, so here's the fun part now. We are going to create a slide about the solar system, and we're going to create a link to a YouTube video. So we're going to do it in a couple of different ways. The first thing we're going to do is over here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to insert a new slide. So this gives me a new slide to work on. I'm going to take this out and create a blank slide. If I want a background color, again, I can change the background color. Now I've got a blank slide. I want a bunch of blank slides without the words, so I don't have to do that 10 times. I'm going to copy and paste a bunch. There we go. I got a whole bunch of different slides I can work with. All right, so we got this one going. And now what I want to do is pull in an assignment that they're going to have to work on. So I'm going to go here, and I already had it ready and out, but I've got a whole bunch of just different folders with the different assignments for science, for art, extra activities, for my drama classes, for an extracurricular that I'm working on. So what I did was, here's a PDF of the solar system model that I'm going to ask my students to make. So this was one that got sent out a little while ago through our school board, which was an awesome, it was an awesome activity for them. So I'm going to look at this PDF, and I can't pull PDFs into my Google Slides. And if there is a way, I'm sure there is, but I haven't figured it out yet. Once again, I'm just going to take a screenshot. So Command or Shift 4. And this is what I want to put on the slide, is I just want to put some of the information. I can always bring the PDF up with them when I'm teaching, but for now, I just want it as a quick reference. So I'm going to drag and drop. 1 second, let me go grab. There we go, screenshot, drag and drop. There we go, solar system. There is my picture. Now what I'm going to do is I want to kind of show them a moving solar system over here. So I am going to, again, it's a Chrome extension. If you don't know how to do this, I'll probably do a tutorial on how to find these. But you can add this little add these little giffies in. So I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. And I can search for a moving image of whatever it is. So let's put in solar system and see what comes up. Oh, there we go. So there's a whole bunch of cool ones. There's like moving solar systems. There's things rotating. This is kind of cool. So this is one I haven't used. So we're going to, let's try copying the link. And now I'm going to drag and drop onto my page. And it'll take a second. It's creating images, but because it's moving, it might take a little bit longer. Let's see, it's taking longer than I thought. Paste. There we go. All right. And there we go. So we got that. I'm going to, oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Undo. All right. So for some reason, which I have not yet figured out, there's 2 little boxes that happen with this one. So let's see if I can. All right, good enough. Oh, there you go. So it's linked. I created the link as well. So there we go. So we got our solar system moving around. So when they're looking at this, they'll have this little image showing, and it's just kind of something fun to look at. The other thing I want to create is a little home button in order to always link me back to my first slide, just because if I have all of these slides and I'm at like slide 27, I don't want to have to scroll all the way back. I usually create like a little tiny home button that'll always take me back to my first slide. I've already created the little icon. Again, I went to Google. I went to home icon. I found one I liked. I screenshotted it. I saved it the same way I was showing you a second ago. So here's my little home button. All right, but it's not linked to anything. So now I need to create a link. All right, so what we're going to do, and the reason why I'm going to do this here is because I will show you how to link back to the first one. So I'm going to go to Insert, Link. And here, I don't have an online link that I want to link it to. I want to link it to a slide in this presentation. So let's move this up. Oops. Just so that I can create the link and you guys can see it. Insert, Link. And now here it gives me the option to link anything to the slides in the presentation. So now I want to link it back to the first slide, always back to that first slide. So I'm going to apply. And now this is my little home button. So anytime I press my little home button, it's going to take me right back to my first slide. So I would usually copy and paste this little button. So Control C, and on every slide I use, I'm going to put that little home button. This way And here, if I duplicate this slide now, so if I duplicate slide, it'll come with that little home button. So normally I do that ahead of time so that all my slides automatically, no matter which one it is, will link back to that first slide. So then I have those ready to go. So as I prepare them, I have my home buttons already installed. You might want to pause me and rewind for that because I'm trying to get through this relatively quickly so you don't have a 45-minute video. All right, so we got solar system, we got the model, we got the assignment, we got our home button. We are going to click our home button and go back here. So today's topic, solar system. What I might want to put in here now is I'm going to add a little bit of text, and I'm going to put in a video demonstration. So I'm going to go online and I'm going to find a video demonstration. Let's do video tutorial. All right, so we'll put that there. And now we're going to also put in assignment. Let's just take this out. We're going to put in this, the word assignment. Now we got these two boxes, and I'm going to link this to a video tutorial. So let's go to YouTube, and we're just going to find make a solar system model. Here we go, and that came up. So here you go. So a whole bunch of different videos, and normally we would look them up first just to make sure that we got a good one. Easy planets to make for a cake. Maybe not the best one. Solar system, creative arts, planets. This is kind of cool. So I haven't previewed this one. But yeah, it's looking like a pretty good demonstration on how to make the planets. As a teacher, yes, please watch all of it before you link it. But this is what I'm going to do now, is just to show you really quickly to save some time. I've decided this is an awesome one. We're going to pretend I watched the whole thing. And I'm going to copy that link and come back to my presentation. And now that I've highlighted this, here we go, we highlight this, insert, link, and now I can just paste that link from YouTube and hit apply. And it hyperlinks that. This way, anytime I click on this now, that hyperlink to make it is right there. For the assignment, let's see, for the assignment, I'm going to copy. I'm going to insert link. What do I want to link it to? I want to link it to slide number 2. So I'm going to find slide number 2, and that's what I'm going to link it to, and I'm going to apply. This way, today's topic, solar system, video tutorial on how to do it, and then the assignment itself with the instructions. So now that is there. If I want to make, again, you can play around with the font and make it bigger. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's do this one, make it a little bit bigger. You can just play around with it until you're happy. All right, so there we go. We got our video tutorial. We got our assignment. It is linked to our slide. We've got some decorations up. We got us in there. What else do we need? We could always link this to, let's say, their schedule or an actual ticking clock. You can link all of these things. Let's say I want to link the word think. Okay, it's already in a poster, but I just want to link the word think. What I can do is I can actually create, let's say, a shape. Let's take a little square. I can put this around this word. Okay, right now it's blanking it out. I don't want that at all. So I want transparent fill. I want a transparent line, and I want none of that at all. So there we go. So I got a little box here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to link that to the definition of the word think. Define think. There we go. So let's say I want it to link to this. I'm going to take this, Control C, and now I can link this box. Let's see, whoops, insert, link to the definition of the word think. So you can, this way I didn't have to highlight it because it was already a picture, but I created a box that has the link. So now if I click that, it should open up. There we go, it opened up. Perfect. Let's close all this down and keep this relatively simple. We are still in our presentation. All right, so we got video tutorial, we got an assignment, we've got a cool little link. We can add a whole bunch of things. You can add a stack of books on here. I think I've got a stack of books that'll look like it's on the floor. There we go. Let's just throw in a stack of books. Oh, nope, I don't like that one because there's a white background, which again, we can come here. I might be talking a little fast, so I apologize. We're gonna go to Insert, Image from the web, and we're gonna put in books. Transparent. I want to look like a nice stack of books underneath there. It's just like on the floor. Yeah, I'm not really finding any I like. Maybe maybe a little bookshelf or something afterwards. Let's see. Oh, that looks a little. Let's see, bookshelf. Let's do bookshelf and see what comes up. There we go. Yeah, there. That's what I'm missing. I need some books in my classroom. Let's see if that one worked. Perfect. I got a nice little rolly cart of books. I'll make that look like it's right there. And it's in front of the poster. There we go. So a nice little rolly cart of books. Ooh, it was missing something. All right. And then we can link all of these as well if we want to, like novels online and whatnot. Got this one. All right, I want something up here. Here is where I might put my icons for, let's say, my Google Classroom. So once again, go here, just type in Google Classroom icon, Google Classroom icon. There you go. You got a whole bunch of little icons and logos. You can hit transparent. And once again, I just pick the one I like and I'm going to screenshot it and it becomes a screenshot on my desktop. So once I have that screenshot, which I've used before, I can just drag it into my presentation. A little bit too big. We are going to fix that. All right. So I might want to put one link to my Google Classroom. I want to put a link to, I don't know, whatever other apps you use. So now to link this to my Google Classroom, I want to open my Google Classroom. There's a bunch of ways you can open your classroom. I happen to have the tab here because I bookmarked it, but you can always go to your dots and open your classroom this way. There's a few other ways you can do it. I've got a Google Classroom tab. I've got it in a few places. You can tell I use it quite often these days. So let's say I want to link it to all of my classes and I just want this page, not a particular group. I'm going to steal this one, Control C. And now I'm going to insert link and I'm going to paste and I'm going to apply. And now it's linked to my Google Classroom. So these are basically how you create the links. You can go super far with this and do full animations and formats and different slides. Like you can animate and have them like pop in and pop out or fade in and fade out. So there's a whole bunch of things that'll pop up as you press different buttons. This, I just wanted to give you a simple, straightforward how-to, and then you can play around with it a bit more. So now we're going to have a look what it'll look like in presentation mode when we're doing this with the students. So we're going to hit present. And this is what they're going to see. So this is my classroom for today's lesson. I can use the basics and then always just change these up like daily or for throughout the week or whatnot. But this is my go-to spot. So if I click this, it's going to open up my Google Classroom. And then we got that. So especially if you're Zooming with students or you're sharing your screen, it's nice to have this as the go-to. So once again, we can click video tutorial. It'll open up the tutorial. We're good to go. So all of our links are working. Everything is ready to go. I've got my classes. I've got my Google Classroom. And that's pretty much it. I want to exit. I want to get back to my presentation. And now I can continue with adding more and more stuff on the different slides. I can create links to those. It's pretty endless, the possibilities, but this was just a basic, straightforward how-to. So I hope this was helpful. If you need to, there's a whole bunch of just YouTube. I will show you really quickly before we log off. I'll show you the tutorials I use that I found super helpful. So YouTube, and I used Bitmoji classroom tutorial. I'm going to show you this one right here, interactive Bitmoji classroom tutorial. This is the one that I used to teach myself, and it was fantastic. As you see, there's a whole bunch more, and now apparently I'm going to add myself to that tutorial list. This was the one that taught me all the little things I taught you. So if you want to, I suggest watching him as well. And the other one, because I mentioned it in passing, that was really, really awesome, is the Google Chrome extensions. Okay, for teachers. Okay, there's a whole bunch of Google Chrome extensions for teachers. This was the one that I watched. So this guy with a nice beard and mustache with his little emoji, he's the one who showed me how to use the Screencastify just by watching this tutorial. So a couple of 12, 20-minute tutorials, and it's amazing what you can learn. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. Oh, last thing we didn't do is we didn't title our presentation. So we're going to call this simple, oops, I can spell, simple classroom demo. Wow. really can't spell today. All right, simple classroom demo, and it's going to save automatically in my drive. I don't have to hit file save. I can even check it out really quickly if I go to my drive. Simple classroom demo, it's right there. It's already been saved. This was the other practice classroom. This was the other ones I've been working on. They are all there and accessible. So again, I hope this helped. And I will wish you a happy return to work and teaching. And hopefully we will learn a few new tricks online together. So have a good one. And now I got to figure out how to turn this off. Bye.